What's up, guys? It's Oblivious Gamer here. And well, today I wanted to talk a bit about a demo from a game that I played. Now, the demo is recently new, so it was just uploaded a couple of days, and I found the game just by browsing Steam, and eventually I found out that it was coming up with a demo, tried it, and I had some fun with it, so I'm definitely looking forward for this game. And what game am I talking about? Well, this game is called Affogato. Now, what really caught my attention at first for this game was the art style. I think the characters look really good. Whoever is the artist, I think did a fantastic job with so many of the characters. They all look a bit unique in the way that they're drawn. They all have interesting colors, they highlight so well and they look fantastic. The main character, Aoi, Natalie, so many of the characters, at least for me. Now, what is Affogato? So basically the game is described as a reverse tower defense game with a bit of managing a coffee shop during the day. So the way that the plot works is you play as Affogato, that's the name of your character. She's sometimes called Afi, and you're a witch and you're partnered with Mephisto. Mephisto is a demon that made a contract, and basically she gave your powers. Now, Affogato is described as unlike a lot of witch tend to be evil, she tends to be very good in nature. So she's a good person that wants to help people, and obviously there is a bit of comedy and conflict between Mephisto and Affogato because of her nature. So Affogato moves to a new city. She decides to open a coffee shop, and it seems she's having a lot of problems when it comes to money. So she has been moving from city to city. She's been trying to run a coffee shop, and she hasn't been successfully monetarily, at least from what we can find out. The city that she ends up moving is called Aurora City, and Aurora City is a bit of an interesting city when it comes to the stories and characters that it has. Now, as you're running your coffee shop, of course you're gonna meet people that are coming in and they talk to you. You get to meet Natalie, which she used to be a journalist, but now she's just somebody who writes blogs because how things has changed. She seems to have a very interesting mentality. She seems like your grandma, she's a journalist blaming the smartphones, and she's oh, I used to have a job, now because of all the young kids just using their smartphones, I lost it, and now I just do blogs and have to it's okay. And then you meet Lindsay, which is she's a very introvert character, but she wants to become a singer, so she wants to work at Affogato's coffee shop because she wants to break from her mold of being introvert, and the best way to do it is by forcing herself to interact with people. Eventually you meet Sarah, who turns out she's another witch and a friend of Affogato, and there's where the first conflict arises because Sarah is also a witch. And turns out the witches have a rule where one witch in one city, so there can only be one witch per city because it's a territorial thing. And Sarah is technically the witch of Aurora City, so she came first. However, because she is a friend of Affogato, they sort of make a deal so Affogato could stay. And basically that is to help her with demons and dealing with some of the problems. And so Affogato agrees to help her, and so that's the only way she can stay after spending so much money on her coffee shop and having it running up. Overall, the story is, I would say it's okay. Some of the dialogue is, like I said, there's sometimes it's fine, but then I feel the game tries a bit too much to be comedic, and they reference cyberpunk, they reference different things, and they try to be cheeky, but I don't know, for me it doesn't work that much. But again, this is very subjective. It's gonna be up to you if it's something that you enjoy or not. I don't think it's something that kills the vibes, or like it's like I can play the game, but it's definitely something that I feel there's gonna be people who will have fun with it, with the dialogue, and there's people who are not just gonna feel it. And then the gameplay. The game is sort of divided into, I would say, three parts. The first part is you running your coffee shop, and you will have customers that will come into your shop, and you will be making coffee, like literally. There's like beans, water, milk, like you'll be frothing it, you'll be making coffee. And it's not too complicated, so it's not something that's like too stressful to do. It turns out that it's something very fun and relaxing, and what adds also a lot is the music. Like a lot of the music is very calm, jazzy, and it's like, oh, you're just like having a fun time slowly doing the coffees. So that part is fantastic. Then the second part of the game is you will control like a chibi version of the character, and you will be able to explore around the city, and that's how like you will encounter your enemies. You'll be able to go into some stores, into some areas, but not much there, or sometimes even you'll be able to talk to some of the characters that you will find. Now, the third part, of course, is the reverse tower defense. So basically, if you know what tower defense games are basically there's a path to follow and enemies will be following the path. And basically you will have to set up like defenses, which are like described as towers, and you have to prevent the enemies from getting to a specific spot. In this game, since it's a reverse tower, you instead control the enemies or monsters, and your job is to get to the end while your enemy is having like tower-like monsters that prevent you from getting there. And it's quite interesting and fun the way that it's handled and managed. So you will have cards, each cards have a value, and you will have to generate a certain amount of tokens or points to use the card. So you have like a defense card, an offensive card, a healer, and it's very fun. Like as you're like strategizing and saying, okay, I'm gonna go this route, or I'm gonna try to go this other route, or I'm gonna try to use these characters in certain order. So when it comes to the tower defense, it's very fun. There's a button, of course, to speed it up. There's different routes that you can take. So there's different ways of approaching it, or you can take like side routes, which sometimes have like extra goodies for you that you can get, which will help you out. Now, the way that you earn your tokens to be able to use more of your cards is one, by defeating specific enemies that have like a token on top of their head. So that's how you gain. The second one is collecting a card that like sometimes have redeemed for like 5 tokens or redeemed for 4 tokens. And then the third one is there's some cards that when they attack the towers, they can generate tokens for you. And so far from what I played, that's pretty much it for the tower defense or the reverse tower defense aspect of this game. I think I was surprised how much fun I've had with the game when it comes to the gameplay. Like, doing the coffee is like very relaxing. It's fun. It's not too complex, but it's not like too easy. But it's just as you're hearing like music and you're just taking your time doing stuff. Then you get to play the tower defense aspect or explore a bit of the city. It's fun. And the music, I like it. I think the music is very calming, and then when you do the tower defense part, it's like very good, very poppy, and you're just like, oh wow, you're just vibing to it. So for me, I'm looking forward for this game, and I definitely think you guys should check it out. The demo is free on Steam, and if you are interested, give it a shot. I don't think, at worst, you will only be wasting some time, but I think there is something here, and I am looking forward for when the game comes out. As always, it's not just about me. What are your thoughts, guys? This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.